I've loved horses since as long as I can remember. I used to go with my dad as a child, point-to-point horse racing, which was what kind of got me into it all. But my parents would never allow me to ride because it was such an expensive hobby. And finally, when I got to 13, I convinced them that this is what they wanted to do, and it kind of just spiralled from there, really. With beginners, though, one of the most important things I think is that they have to learn with horses that they aren't machines, and I think that's often quite a big problem with people. They come along and they think there's a stop and start and handbrake, and there really isn't. So I always, sort of at the beginning of the session, I like to start and make sure that they know how to check their tack, how they know to check that things are safe, and talk about how we need to be around the horses and how we need to approach them. So, you know, be positive but quiet and firm. At times it can be a frustrating job, but most of the time I find my job very rewarding when I'm teaching. I'm teaching a lady at the moment who came to me very nervous, and we've now got her cantering and starting to jump, so that's really rewarding to see her sort of moving forward and enjoying it, really, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's probably my biggest lesson in my whole job, is just to keep smiling at everybody, and it's the best way to cool a situation of any description, because you kill more bees with honey. I did used to do quite a bit of jumping. Dressage was something I used to really enjoy. But working full time and having a little girl has been hard work. I think that one of the main things they have to realise with horses is that they are big, strong animals, and that they need to have that respect for them. So I always try and make it very clear that, you know, you've got to have respect for these animals, and safety is sort of paramount, I think, and they need to learn that they can be dangerous. You've got to have that fine line with horses, but yeah, I think a calm person often rides better than one that's quite high rate, and they get more response from the horse, and the horse will be more in tune with you if you're calm and quiet about things. I think it's becoming more and more popular, and I think more and more people are getting involved. But I do feel that, from my point of view as a trainer or an instructor, we have our hands tied a lot more in that we can't take risks, and all those sorts of things that taught me a lot, we aren't allowed to do anymore. It's getting to an industry now where you have to be so careful, and you're watching all the time for somebody that's going to sue you for something that, obviously, with animals, are so unpredictable. You can't always predict what's going to happen. It's a hard life, and I've worked in this industry since I was 16, and it can be really hard work, especially when you've got the snow and the frost and the ice, and I do feel sometimes that's not necessarily appreciated, how much hard work it can be. And especially for me now, juggling it with family life. But it's a good job, and I really enjoy it. Not the best paid in the world, and it's always going to be a minimum wage job, and that's just the way it is. But it's a very rewarding job, and I really enjoy what I do. A riding instructor is somebody that you don't ever forget. I know I still remember all of mine.